new Jurassic World Evolution 3 trailer already dropped, and I'm a little more convinced. So, in the last video, I gave my initial reaction to Jurassic World Evolution 3, and some people weren't very happy with my opinions. I get that a lot of people are very passionate about this game and probably saw my last video as attacking or hating on it, but I want to further emphasize right now that I do like the Evolution series of games, and that I want this new game to be the most successful of the three. I mean, that's why I made that video. I genuinely care about the game and wanted to raise my concerns to hopefully improve the finished game. So in this video, I want to be a bit more positive and talk about the things that make me hopeful the game will be great. So let's start off by talking about the new trailer. I think this trailer was better than the last one. That extra bit of length on the new trailer helped a lot and made me excited enough to start making this video. We got to see a lot more of the modular building, a look at the security cameras, another shot of the advanced terrain editing, and of course the swimming Spinosaurus. I know I said I wouldn't be so negative, but it's a little sad it took 3 games to get a swimming Spino, but hey, I'm happy it's in the game at all. Something that actually intrigued me more than I thought it would was these new voice lines that I think are part of the new campaign.
This is your first and final warning. Death must not continue.
We got to hear what sounds like an actual antagonist. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't really remember much from the other campaigns in Evolution 1 and 2, but from what I remember, there really wasn't a main antagonist. I know Dr. Wu was in there, but I don't think he was really a main antagonist. But here, it sounds like there might be a real engaging story happening. To me, the campaigns were always a bit underwhelming in terms of story, but I'm hopeful this new one will pleasantly surprise me. Something else that actually got me excited was all the advanced move features, especially scaling. This just increases the possibilities of what's possible by so much. And we also get to see this collision off button. I'm a little confused about what this means, but I'm guessing it has something to do with allowing the guests and dinosaurs to pass through it and ignoring it when pathfinding. If that's the case, then I am genuinely impressed, since this would be such a nice quality of life feature for building more advanced structures on paths or in enclosures. The color editing also impressed me a bit. Usually in games with modular building, I'm pretty sure you have to manually select each piece you want to recolor, but here it seems to let you instantly color all the recolorable parts of a building at once. If this is true, it should help keep things simpler for players who don't prefer the more complex building. Also, here. It looks like the decorations might get knocked over in storms and emergencies. I'm wondering if that's actually what's happening here, or if they just use the advanced move tools on these decorations for this trailer shot. I hope this means that props and decorations dynamically move with bad weather or if a dinosaur knocks them over. That would just be a very fun detail. Something that I glossed over in my last video is the baby dinosaurs, and I do honestly like them. It seems like they might not seamlessly transition from juvenile to adult over time. If I had to guess, they'll probably eventually go back to the nest as a baby and come out as an adult. But as far as I know, that has yet to be confirmed. But overall, the baby dinosaurs is a great new feature. The same goes for the new male and female dinosaur variants and new attractions. And the better terrain tools, honestly, are very impressive, and they seem very intuitive. I'm sure at this point you're probably wondering why I seemed so negative in my last video. Well, a lot of these features are things we've seen before in other games. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy Jurassic World Evolution 3 is getting them, they just aren't as exciting to me. Maybe I'm just a little spoiled with Dreams. Dreams lets me make any habitat or decoration I want. I mean, I can sculpt my own dinosaurs, walk around my own park, and get hunted by raptors. I feel like that's part of why I was a little disappointed after seeing the first trailer for Evolution 3. I was just expecting a little more. A lot of these new features they're adding, like modular building and better terrain tools, are just features brought over from other Frontier games. And while yes, they have unique aspects to them that make them unique from other games, these tools should have just been in the first game. And I'm aware for many people this is exactly what they wanted, and I couldn't be happier for them. But there are things that I personally would have liked to see too. I would have liked to see some sort of major lighting engine improvement. I think this could have really helped set this game apart from the others visually. I would have liked a better first-person mode where you could interact with the dinosaurs. More non-dinosaur based attractions, like maybe a pre-built roller coaster or other rides. Also, better dinosaur combat that's not so turn-based. I would have liked a more in-depth and visually interesting way to fix fences. Maybe you need to put up temporary barriers around a broken fence and then send a team to start repairs that take time to fix, instead of just driving an ATV close to a fence to magically and instantly fix it. Elevated paths and actual building interiors would be incredible features. I'm not sure if maybe you can do some sort of interiors with the new modular building, but I hope it's possible. Also, elevated paths might be a thing, they just haven't shown yet, but I haven't heard anything official about it. I would also really like to see Cenozoic mammals. I think it only makes sense since they added aquatic and flying reptiles in the second game. But I get why a lot of these features I'm hoping for might be too much to realistically get alongside everything else they announced. I just would have liked maybe one or two of those things to get really excited about the game. But even without those extra features, I still think the game will be enjoyable. But still, the mixed comments in my last video has me a little concerned. There were a lot of people who loved what they saw from the trailer and thought the game was everything they wanted it to be. But there were also a lot of people who agreed with my concerns and criticism. Now if the majority of people completely disagreed and thought I had no good points, then I'd be relieved, since I'd know my reaction was just a fluke and the game would still succeed even though I might not be 100% happy with the new stuff. From what I've seen though, there is a good amount of people that aren't convinced yet to buy the game. My personal reason I came to the decision that I wouldn't be buying the game was the use of generative AI on top of all my other critiques. The use of generative AI is just where I decided to draw the line. Not about how often I see it or that it's just the scientists, it's the fact that a lot of generative AI is straight up stealing from artists and I don't want to support a game that uses that technology. Now, it seems like the AI might just be the same face generator that was used in Evolution 2, and if that's the case, I might be okay with it. As far as I'm aware, those scientists' portraits were made without stealing any art or photos from people. But when I see this AI-generated content disclosure only on the third game and not the second, I think that maybe it might not be the same exact system. I just wish we would get some more clarification from Frontier about this. Alright, moving on. I want to take a quick break from the negatives again and focus on something that I know takes a lot of hard work and time. All the new animations for the juvenile dinosaurs. The animations of all the Evolution games have been incredible, and here they really went above and beyond adding unique social animations for different species. The Dilophosaur one has to be my favorite I've seen so far. I'm also really happy we're finally getting deeper water and waterfalls. That's a pretty big improvement from the shallow puddles that were in the last game. The amount of problems I had trying to work with different water levels wasn't very fun, so I'm very much welcoming these new features. But with that said, I still think a lot of these features could have just been an update or DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2. I know, from a business perspective, this is the best choice for Frontier, but there are going to be downsides to making this a whole new game. Downsides like the reduced species count. I see a lot of people pointing out that at launch, Jurassic World Evolution 2 only had 75 species, and that is true. But right now, if you are upgrading from Jurassic World Evolution 2 with all 122 species, you are objectively losing some in the process. You are also losing a percentage of the player base who can only play on past-gen consoles. And the whole species thing, I see a lot of people worried they'll just resell the cut species as DLC after launch, and I think that's a valid thing to be concerned about. All I can say is that I hope if they add back any of the cut species, they are brought back through free updates. And if you want to get the baby variants of them, then you can pay for a DLC that gives you the baby variants of the dinosaurs we already had in the previous game. The other point I wanted to address is the whole "this could have just been an update" thing. To say that these features were completely impossible through updates is not true. Many games go through significant overhauls through updates, and I think a good example would be No Man's Sky. That game is a completely different experience graphically and gameplay-wise than it was at launch, and it was all through free updates. And to say that older consoles couldn't handle modular building or new terrain features is a bit silly. Planet Coaster 1 had those features and was released back in 2016. I'm not going to deny that only doing free updates wouldn't be financially the best idea for Frontier in this situation, but to say that it would be impossible is just not right. I think that they maybe could have made it work by continuing to offer DLCs alongside significant overhauls to other systems, but the choice to make a new game definitely makes them more money. Overall, I am actually more excited now after seeing the second trailer than I was after seeing the first. I still have some concerns, but I think Frontier will do a good job with this game. I really hope between now and release there are some surprise features to be announced, but if not, I will still enjoy the game as long as the generative AI thing is explained a little better. And like I said in my last video, please don't let my personal opinions ruin your enjoyment of the game. There are a lot of positives here, and I'm sorry if I came off as overly negative in my last video, or this one. Those were my initial genuine reactions after seeing the trailer and reading about the new features. But now, I'd like to hear what you think after seeing the second trailer. Was it still not enough to convince you, or were you sold after seeing baby dinosaurs? Honestly, I can understand both views at this point. Anyway, this has been Krenautican, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.